What's up, guys? I'm back with another video. This is yet another Goodwill haul. Stopped by Goodwill yesterday and they had some more stuff. I apologize for all the Goodwill hauls. That's all I've been posting, but I've just found so much stuff at Goodwill I had to share all of it. But anyway, I do have other videos to make and I'm going to try to shoot a couple of those today, including a Half Price Books haul and some mail that has accumulated over the last month or so since I've made a video. So yeah, without further ado, we'll go ahead and get right into it. Found one more cassette, Fats Domino Greatest Hits. It's one of those live things where it says it's live, but it's really just the album versions of the songs with an audience added in. But it's still a good listen. And then on to the records, found a bunch of them. This first one is the Tommy movie soundtrack. Not a huge fan of this, but just bought it because it has like Eric Clapton and Roger Daltrey on here, and it's a decent album. Probably won't listen to it a whole bunch, but just something figured for $1 I'd add to my collection. And this next one is something like that, kind of. I'll probably never listen to it, but just figured for $1. I like the cover of it, actually. But this is Liz Story, Unaccountable Effect. This is like a jazz fusion type of album with piano and stuff. Not a huge jazzy person, but I listened to this and it was actually pretty good. This is on the Windham Hill record label. So that was cool for $1. Next one is the Ink Spots Volume 2, our Greatest Hits. And this thing is in great shape, still in the original shrink from the 60s, which is shocking. And the record itself is in great shape on the Promenade record label. So that's that. And then I found the Golden Hits of Shirley Bassey. One that I wasn't sure what it was, but I just bought it because I figured she'd be a good singer, and I listened to it, and she actually is. But I really bought this because it's a UK press, which I was shocked to find at Goodwill. The original EMI record inner sleeve, and this is on the EMI Columbia label. And this thing is mint. Looks like it's hardly ever been played. The next one was a blind buy as well. It is Bill Bruford. Feels Good to Me. I just bought this for the cover, really, and I knew that he was from Yes. He was the original drummer, and I listened to this and I'm not a really big fan of this album because it's one of those jazzy type albums, but for $1 it was worth it. Got the original inner sleeve, and this one is on the Polydor label. So that's that. Then something that I am familiar with, Willie Nelson, Before His Time. Not a huge Willie fan, but I do have a couple of his albums, and for $1 it was a good buy. This next one was another blind buy. It is the Candymen Bring You Candy Power. This, from what I've found out after looking this up and like giving this a little listen, it's some early psychedelic type music. So yeah, for $1, figured I'd pick that up, and it is on the ABC record label. And the cover is pretty beat up, but for $1, couldn't pass it up. Then I found Roy Orbison, Memphis. And this is on the MGM label. And this next one I actually already have a copy of, but for $1 wasn't going to leave it behind. It's I'm Jessie Coulter. I love her music. We'll love Waylon's music on the Capitol label. And this next one was one I'd never seen before. It's Hank Williams Jr. with the Mike Curb Orchestra, or Congregation, All for the Love of Sunshine. I thought this was going to be a gospel album, but it's not. It's actually just him doing like some of his dad's songs and just some other early Hank stuff. So that was a really cool find. And this is on MGM as well, and in beautiful shape. And the last one was probably the biggest find. It's Alvin Lee's RX-5, and this is actually a German pressing. Cover's got a little water damage at the bottom, but nothing too bad, and the record itself is in great shape. It's on the Avatar record label, and I gave this a good listen yesterday, and it is a fantastic